BioTrek-sailing to all our subscribers and to new viewers from the beautiful Anchorage and Rodney Bay, St. Lucia. We're getting ready to join the Grand Large Yachting Round the World Rally, which will be traveling to the Caribbean from the Canary Islands next month. The fleet has already left France, and we'll be joining them when they reach the Caribbean in December. To follow the fleet, there's a link on our website at BioTrek-sailing. In the last episode, a friend and colleague, Dr. Sukhvinder Kalsi-Ryan, joined BioTrek for a week. Now, usually on BioTrek-sailing, we show sailing, travel, and also some maintenance and repairs that we do to keep BioTrek in top shape. Well, this episode's going to be a little different. We're going to show some repairs to Pierre, specifically for his shoulder that he dislocated last fall and still has some muscle weakness. So you're going to learn about functional electrical stimulation and enjoy. Lots of fun.
All right, well, my name is Sukh. I'm a physiotherapist, and one of the things that I do is I work in a space called non-invasive neuromodulation. So we look at how to restore paralyzed muscles or muscles that are weak due to nerve injury. So we're going to see what we can do from a strengthening perspective, as he had a what I think is a brachial plexus injury.
It was absolutely diagnosed as brachial plexus. The brachial plexus is a network of peripheral sensory and motor nerves that originate in the spinal cord and passes from the neck to the arm. It can be damaged when an arm is dislocated. The extent of paralysis depends on the type of injury, whether the nerve is stretched or crushed, as in Pierre's case, or completely transected. And when the peripheral nerve is stretched or crushed, it can damage the fine axons, which are the nerve fibers in the nerve that carry the electrical signals to the muscles. Which fibers are damaged will determine which muscles are affected.
So it's... I can't keep them open because my ligaments from the top don't work.
We're going to go over the actual injury so that I can understand, what type of damage was done to the nerve, and we're going to try and find the weak muscles and the weak nerves, and we're going to do two things. We're going to stimulate the peripheral nerve, and we're going to stimulate the muscle. So tell me about the actual injury. What exactly happened? You were chasing tiller on the boat.
Yeah, and I tripped at night. There was a wire that I didn't put in by workers. I tripped on it, and I fell flat on my face over there with my arm that got caught in the lifelines.
I think the arm got caught, and then it must have... The arm got caught, you flipped up, and then it fell, and his arm remained up. And when I found him, the arm was clearly out of the socket. Clearly out of the socket. So you had
external rotation, extension injury.
I might not have been
Except it was my left arm and the right one.
Well, whatever.
Right, and it's of the left arm, right?
Yeah.
So and are you right-handed or left-handed?
Right.
So you're right dominant. Shoulder, so you had basically a shoulder dislocation.
Yeah.
They put it back in.
My hand was paralyzed. I couldn't move it, and I didn't have any sensation in the lower part of my arm.
Okay.
So they basically said it was a lower plexus that got damaged.
Right, it was your C8, which is part of the lower plexus. So, what happened? Obviously, you went to the hospital, they put it back in the socket, put you in a sling, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. This side. Okay, you're not using your anterior deltoid, you're using some other muscles there. Okay. Ideally, if you want to strengthen a muscle, you should do it daily, 15 minutes. And with that with that muscle function, so depending on the muscle that we select, then you should do a movement. So in your case, I think what we're going to do is we're going to strengthen anterior deltoid in this plane. And it's just going to be reaching. And eventually what would it be is maybe we put something heavy in your hand and you're going to reach. But right now, I actually just want to see you be able to raise it without using your upper trapezius muscle, which is, you're compensating. So this is the muscle. So this is on for 20 minutes. Now, in this particular case, we just take the stimulation up, and I want you to do a movement with the muscle as it contracts. I'm going to watch to see if I've got the muscle in the right place. You feel anything?
Yeah.
You feel it? It's okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there we go. So just bring your arm into Bring it into the plane here. That's it. So I set it for 8 seconds. So now your arm's down. So then, when it's back on, you bring your arm into that plane. And you just, there you go. So I think with you, we're gonna have to give you a weight. Do you have any weights? Now you do the same. And straight elbow and just hold that. Or you can come down. Keep your elbow straight when you're coming up, because I want this pure anterior deltoid movement. That's it. Just keep it. So the muscle stim will just support the muscle. It's not that you don't have strength. It'll just help you gain. And then the other thing that stim does that's really important for people like yourself that have already gotten a lot of movement back, but you are using some compensatory muscles, right? You are compensating with other muscles. It basically helps you isolate the muscle once again. So it's really good for you to just train the single muscle. I mean, you are using other muscles to do the movement, but you're doing a pure anterior deltoid movement now. And then when you're up here, when you come back up, I want to see how much of this you can do. So keep your elbow straight. No problem.
That's okay.
That's okay, and bring it back. So just keep doing this, and I do think that you'll then be able to, as you start to do more actively things, it'll isolate, or it'll kick in when it needs to. Telling me that you're tight here, we're going to stimulate median nerve. So then what we do is we stimulate the nerve. So now we're going to stimulate the nerve. Now the difference between stimulating the nerve and a muscle is you don't need a muscle contraction when you stimulate the nerve. You just need to see a little bit of twitching. So you could do one right here. So this is stimulating the median nerve. Okay? And we stimulate at what's called submotor threshold. Makes sense, right?
Oh, and just for the viewers to know, the white band is a St.Lucia band to show he's been vaccinated. It has nothing to do with this. He just happened to place the 2 electrodes between his white band.
You twitching already for him? That's you?
That's about it. Yeah, I'm trying to feel it in my
Oh yeah, your thumb's twitching.
Yeah. So what you want to do when you do a peripheral nerve stim is you just, there we go. See that? Fingers.
Oh yeah. And the finger's going. Oh my goodness.
So we want you to have this on for 15-20 minutes as well. Okay? And again, you can do stuff with it on. Like you don't have to sit there like that. If you want to wrap them, and if you want to be typing at the computer, the more you do with stimulation on it, it builds the motor function. But this is just so that we can stimulate your nerve, you get more activity, and then hopefully this movement of making the grip gets easier. So that's your second protocol. So one is for muscle endurance, one's for nerve stimulation, and then the next one is for strengthening exercises. So Pierre's about 80%, I'd say about 80% recovered. So what he's lacking is a little bit of that, the really solid strength. So I do think that he would get 100% recovery. The only challenge is it takes time. So you're looking at 2 to 3 months with consistent FES stimulation, at least every other day, to really see a difference in that, or see that increase in strength.
So another sunset at Rodney Bay.
I think the most significant thing that I've learned by joining Pierre and Lisa on their boat is that although you can see any part of the world by flying there or hiking there or traveling there, how you see the world or how you see a place as a cruiser is a completely different experience. Completely different.
And what do you think about living at anchor?
I think living at anchor is like no other experience in the world. I thought it was the coolest experience I've ever had, living at anchor.